Father awakens S-class sharpening knife, 1,000 blades. Mother is even more awakened, SS level profound heavy ruler. But in today's ceremony, awakened a broken wooden sword. As the crowd downstairs thundered with ridicule, suddenly the sky over the city was dyed red. Then a red light fell from the sky, landed on you. After the red light is dispersed, a swordsman phantom appears on the awakening stage. When the principal saw it, he exclaimed, "Turns out to be the only hidden professional sword formation master." This means, in this profession, all over the world, you alone, unless you're dead. Otherwise, there will be no second sword formation division in the world, because you have awakened the combat class. So the school sent a new awakening godstone, alongside the mage who maintains the transfer formation. Extremely excited shouting, "Classmates, hurry up and take advantage of the second draw." You don't hesitate either. Immediately place the newly obtained divine stone into the array. Another ray of light flashed across the sky. Sharp contrast. Sword like vertical horizontal. The same swordsman who drew is also a sword ruler in the sky. The principal sees this behind the scenes. Sudden death on the verge of excitement. Because the godstone is only available on the first awakening, win 100% of the professions. Then in the draw card, there is only a very small probability of repeating occupations. Repeated occupations are not wasted, but will be transformed into life. All occupations have 6 destinies, but many people spend a lifetime, can't get to 6 lives. Situations like yours where a single draw is continuously read. The world is still the first. Mage's eyes are red at this time. Excited growling classmates. Continue to draw a dedicated martial arts. Then you are the great country heavy weapon. You're also a little confused at this point, but still very obedient. Instantly use the newly gifted divine stone to draw. Not surprisingly, another swordsman phantom with a sword rushing through the sky appeared at the awakening table. This moment is better than. The calmer mages began to roar. Principal Ningxing was even more excited and fainted directly. The principal is in shock. School doctor, get the school doctor. In the next 2.5 minutes, you made 4 more draws. The result is still 4 red lights. Let you start directly full of life. This exaggerated draw probability makes you feel like you're sucking life into it. But at this point, there is also a gift of Godstone to continue to draw cards. Unfortunately, no more red flashes this time. It's a whiteboard sword box. It flew out of the magic formation, slowly falls into your hands. After walking back to the crowd with the sword casket in hand, Blue Ryan immediately came up to you and asked what your attributes were. You look at your dashboard skills first. Sword formation level 1, expand sword formation. Continuous mental drain. Increases crit damage by 100% within a 10-meter radius. Imperial sword, level 1 control, flying sword, airborne attack. The effective radius of the sword monarch sword array has been changed to 10 times. Fate to sword intentions to expand the sword array, and sword control. No more mental drain. Continuous recovery of physical strength in the fate of the 3 swords sword formation. Assign 4 swords for each enemy attack in the tie sword formation. Other enemies in the sword formation will take 10% damage from arrows. Kite 5 sword star attacks in the sword formation must be critical. Double crit rate to critical damage, crit damage bonus plus 100%. All attacks within the fate 6 sword immortal sword formation. Ignore enemy defenses. When you finish looking at your attributes, can't help but inhale a cool breath. This fate seed bonus amount, how else do other people play? From the perspective of occupational attributes, spirit is much higher than other attributes. Indicates that the sword formation is more biased towards the law profession. You think about it a little bit, did not unfold the sword formation. Instead, you use the sword skill directly. Open swordsman. A long iron sword flies out of it. You look at it. This iron sword has only 10 aim. It's the ubiquitous equipment on the streets. A total of 10 flying swords can be accommodated in the swordsman. In theory, the more flying swords you can control at the same time, the more mental energy it should consume. What your second life constellation talent suggests can let you open sword formation and sword control. Neither consumes mental energy. This means, this fate seed alone, it will allow you to multiply your initial combat power by 10 times. Soon the awakening ceremony will be over. The principal called you and Leo Ryan together. This year, only the 2 of you have the chance to enroll in Kyoto University. So today I'm going to open up a little stove for you two. Hidden entrance to Kyoto University. The mandatory requirement is to reach level 19 within 1 month. Barry senses Leo Ryan's awakening. He's advanced for occupation. Coupled with his family's help, shouldn't be a big deal. So the thing he's most worried about is you. So I've arranged for the 2 of you to take a trip to a hidden copy of the suburbs. Because the monster level is only 12, relatively low difficulty. And not only is the experience 50% higher than the general dungeon, most importantly, after clearing the stage, you'll receive a divine stone. After leaving school, then you come to the store. Spend 2.5 years of saved money, bought 9 iron swords of average quality, and a woodman who tests for damage. When you come to a vacant lot, when preparing to summon the flying sword, suddenly a woman's face appeared in my mind. Host transfer to Swordmaster detected. Achievement system is on. Detected that the host has reached the divine level of achievement, filled with life. Reward awakening, unique divine talent, absolute luck level 1. Host achievement, god level achievement, sword immortal detected. Reward awakening, unique divine talent, I am sword immortal level 1. After you listen, you're shocked on the spot. Check out your talent attributes now. Discovering the absolutely lucky effect is limited to 10 times a month. Lucky points full when drawing cards. The effect of my being a sword fairy is increases all damage by 10x. The most important thing in the world is to draw cards. The world is basically everything that's precious. Whether it's money, skills, or equipment. You can get it from the side of the pumping cart. Today, you have 10 lucky draws per month. Don't you just need to get the divine stone? You can draw your own red legendary dedicated martial arts right away, although the god stone is rare. But it's still barely possible to get one in a month. After a long time, you just recovered from the shock. Now, you can't wait to test your injuries. Plain, you put the wooden man in the middle of the clearing, then expand the sword array, use sword skill. You control a flying sword first. Precise stab woodman. Deal 546 damage. You know, even if it's acknowledged, fire mage with the highest ATK in the early stage. At the first level, the damage of a fireball is about 20 o'clock, and I can't let go of a few fireballs. You'll run out of mental energy. Your level of normal attack damage has been able to catch up. LV.10 fireball spell of the fire mage. Thinking of this, you control 10 flying arrows directly to the armor. When you see test wooden man after 5,460 damage on the head, pupils can't help but shrink. Now you can easily kill a level 10 boss. The point is, you're only level 1 right now. The weapon uses also the lowest grade iron sword. You think about this, the corners of the mouth are as hard to compress as Reiki. Then return home contented with the sword. When you get home, Auntie will welcome you in with a smile. Before you cross over, when a host's parents break into a mysterious copy, after she disappeared, she stayed at her grandmother's house. When grandma finds out that you've awakened your combat career, his face was instantly gloomy. 1 and 2 became combat professions to work for their lives. I'll just go down and wait for you guys. Then Auntie consoled you. When your grandmother was young, but the elite in the army, at that time, your mother smoked the combat class. He set up a banquet for 3 days and 3 nights. When I got the singer, he gave me a smelly face for 3 days and 3 nights. Then, he also told Auntie about the hidden profession. Hearing that, Auntie suddenly cast an envious glance. The rest of the night, all praised moderately with a loud voice from Auntie. Early the next morning, you find yourself with a gorgeous badge by your bedside, although it seems that there are some years, but it's pretty well preserved, waiting for you to pick up the badge. The attributes are displayed. Empire's greatest merit badge. Strength plus 100, dexterity 加100, spirit 加100, physics 加100, damage reduction plus 10%, wearable at level 1. And a note at the end, dedicated to the heroes who made great contributions to the Empire. You see the name of the badge and the note. Can't help but be shocked. Because of this medal, only God of War level characters can get. Each distinguished service badge represents a legend. You're in a bit of a daze at this point. You wouldn't have thought of that. Usually a kind and gentle grandmother, he was actually a fighter of great merit. Waiting to walk out of the living room, Grandma already made breakfast. You sit down and ask Grandma what this badge is about. It's all a trivial past. Eat your breakfast. Practice level. Try harder. Don't lose sight of our family's face. Grandma, you agreed to let me be an adventurer. Your careers and talents, if I stop, is the greatest betrayal of the country. When you go out, you check your current attribute power 110, agility 105, spirit 130, physique 105 after wearing the Imperial Merit Badge, thought attributes plus 100. This is equivalent to the common pre-career level 16 attributes. Then you come to the hidden dungeon in the western suburbs. Bill Ryan came over and said to you that the copy is open. The teacher said that this dungeon is best to form a team of 5 people. This ensures both safety and brush level efficiency will not be low. I've helped you put together a team of 2, a living method, a warrior, and a wet nurse. In the experience of this copy, we should be at level 12 in a week. However, because the monster experience is shared equally by the team, so you turn them down. Select single brush. After, Lou Ryan entered with 3 teammates with a bored face, and you chose a single brush. Dungeon just came in. A rabid rabbit jumps at you. Seeing this, she did not hesitate to expand the sword formation. An iron sword in a sword box instantly pierces a rabbit, and because of the construction effect of Sifu, every time a rabbit is attacked in the sword formation, other rabbits take 10% construction damage. Now your damage is far from over, so as long as a rabbit dies in the sword formation, all the other rabbits have to go with them. And then you swapped out all the flying swords, began killing in the woods. Only half an hour later, the first upgrade, leveling up attributes have increased accordingly. Strength plus 10, agility plus 1, mental plus 10, vitality plus 1. Total attribute points increased by 50. This increasing points is twice that of the general profession. It doesn't feel fun to kill rabbits all the time. You start pushing deeper into the forest. The level of monsters encountered on the road also began to rise slowly, but there are still no suspenseful second kills. Copy. Refreshing monsters is not as fast as you can kill them. Less than an hour, another upgrade awaits. Strength plus 10, dexterity and fitness plus 5 points, spirit plus 30 points, crit rate plus 1%, crit damage plus 10%, and the sword formation and sword control skills have also been upgraded to level 2. Now a flying sword deals 1,579 damage, 15,790 damage from 10 flying sword attacks. Fully possess the ability to kill level 10 bosses in seconds. Damage has reached level 40 fire mage. At the current upgrade rate, reach level 12 in up to 1 day. The most important thing is that because of Resurrection 2 and Resurrection 3, S bonus Imperial Sword does not consume spirit, and in the sword formation, a physical strength will continue to return. You can totally not go out to resupply. Save a lot of practice time. While you were still in the dungeon, you were slaying. Many students have withdrawn from it, got healed and resupplied. The principal hasn't seen you outside. Inevitably began to rush. Suddenly, a team of official troops loaded with live ammunition arrived nearby, locked down the dungeon entrance. Captain Xia Zhaoyang came forward to salute several principals. Sorry, the military detected this copy. Energy index fluctuation anomaly. We need to close the copy. Troubleshooting hazard. Please take your students home today. Hurriedly said Ningqi. Captain Xia, I have another student in the dungeon. Can you wait for him to come out first? Xia Chaoyang frowned. This energy fluctuation may have been caused by an abyssal infestation. If not dealt with in a timely manner, this dungeon may become abyssal. So I can only give you half an hour. Nice nod. Enough for my students to have gone in for more than 2 hours. Then what? Half an hour. You should be out. 2. And at this time, has been killed in the forest. Level has also reached level 4. You are reasonably satisfied with the speed at which you are upgrading. I thought it would be slower to upgrade later. But actually, relying on the damage of the construction block plus real damage from crit 6, ignoring defense, turning the sword array into a monster slaughterhouse. As long as the monster with the radiant is down. Monsters around here are refreshing too slowly. Looks like we need to keep going deeper. Thinking of this, collapse the longsword and continue to deepen. Didn't mean to quit the dungeon at all. At the same time, in the depths of this hidden dungeon, level 12 boss Cyclops sleeping in a stone bed. Suddenly beside his stone bed, purple bubbles are slowly seeping out of the field. And you made it to level 5, but you are the speed at which you are upgrading yourself. Somewhat dissatisfied, although the experience increases after diving into the dungeon. But the density of monsters has dropped. Killing a tiger not only grants 0.1% experience, you have to kill 1,000 tigers to get to the next level. However, you can only find up to 5 heads in a minute. Count the other monsters. You still need a cunstone to reach level 6. Think about it. You're in front of a cave. This is the hidden dungeon inside this cave, right? The monsters in the cave should all be level 12. Maybe an elite monster. You pondered for a moment. Then you walked in resolutely. Even though you're only at level 5 right now, but a sword already has 2,000 damage. So none of these blame things in your eyes. At the same time, outside the dungeon, Xia Zhaoyang glanced at the time. So Principal Ning Daioni, sorry, it's been half an hour now. We have to shut down the dungeon. Couldn't Captain Xia allow a little more time? That child is the ceiling of Kyoto University. There can't be anything. We understand your concerns. But don't worry, once we've eliminated the hidden dangers, we'll continue to open copies. Then the student can quit. A soldier screams in a hurry. Captain, oh no, detected that the dungeon boss has been corrupted by the abyss, and someone has stepped into the territory of the corrupt boss. Dungeon has started Abyss Raiders mode. Cha Young exclaimed, impossible. Now, only one student in the dungeon has reached the 3rd level of this guy. How could he get into the boss? The shadow then turns around. Order the immediate evacuation of the surrounding teachers and students. Dispatch the city defense troops over here. Can't let the abyss corrupt the boss into the city. Liu Ryan watched Xia Chouyang hurry away. He immediately panicked. He ran aside to call housekeeper Su. Know that when the Abyss Raiders mode is on, all boss attributes skyrocket by at least 10x. If within a certain period of time, corrupted boss not raided, he invades the real world with a dungeon monster. And raiders and abyssal corruption bosses entering the dungeon must be born and die separately. If the raiders succeed in eliminating the abyss boss, you'll get great rewards. Once the raiders are killed, abyssal corruption bosses are at this time in the copy. You don't know you're in crisis yet. Still immersed in the joy of fast brushing, successfully killed corrupted goblins, AXB 200. Successfully killed corrupted elite goblins, AXB 300. Successfully defeated the corrupted giant vanguard, ASB 500. As expected of Shadow Purples, this experience is quacking up. You're enjoying yourself at this point. Upon entering the cave, I was frightened by the experience of the monster inside, although the blood volume of the monster here has taken a lot. But that's from flying swords into 2 flying swords. Does not affect the speed of the monster at all. Just a few minutes, there's a golden light rushing out of the body. Level upgraded to 6. Suddenly, a large group of goblins appeared in front of us. There are more than 100 of them that can be seen with the naked eye alone. At this moment, your eyes are blazing with golden light. That's all White Flower experienced. In this narrow cave, high monster density. No need to look for weirdness in large quantities. This is a leveling treasure specially tailored for you. Experienced bars that see themselves soaring. You suddenly think those goblins are kind of cute. Outside the dungeon, the city defense force has built a defense line at the entrance of the dungeon. The soldiers were heavily armed, strictly awaiting. Looks like the abyss monster is going to be intercepted outside the line of defense. At this time, teachers and students in various schools have been evacuated. Only Ningkin relies on her old principles, thin noodles. Let Xiao Zhao Young promise him, you can stay with Liu Ryan. Liu Ryan looked at Ningqin with tears in his eyes. The headmaster can't be. Can he really not survive? Not at all likely. The monsters in the boss territory are all level 10 and above. It's hard to estimate that even the monster's defense can be broken.